Check 1 2. Hello. Is this thing on? Hello. I set it up differently, so I hope we're working. Hello. Are we? Are we working? Oh, we're working. Hello. What's up, everybody? So I hope we're working. Hello,
everybody.
Oh, that's Echo. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Today we're talking about Bitcoin.com and how they're a bunch of scammers. So that's my intro. Really exciting stuff. But first, let's talk about some news, shall we? I mean, it's not news. Well, this is news, I guess. Here's some music for you, too. Here's some Lightning Network stats for 2019. As you can see, when 2019, this is all 2019, it kind of just like evened out there. You can see right here, this is Andres Brecken's little stint that he did for shitcoin.com. And so the channel capacity went up a lot, and then he was just testing, didn't make any money, and it's more of a headache than it's worth, so he closed the channels, and most nodes are operating at a loss right now. So who would have thought? This was a funny thread today. This started off as like Ethereum Foundation, how they're not decentralized, I guess. I mean, it's Goebbels, who's basically a Blockstream employee. Blockstream spy, as Adam Back likes to say. But anyways, all of a sudden, Hotep Jesus was tagged in it because, Bcash. And Hotep Jesus is not a maximalist, so you have to say hey, dude, you're wrong, right? And so he's saying, there's a quote from Reddit apparently that Hotep said, "I see that the fiasco that went down with Roger Ver and Blockstream and how he was treated by his devs. And so this is like a cherry picking thing. Hotep didn't really mean his devs that he owns, but anything to jump on a opportunity like this. What's up, Kenneth Bonito? And so it was just ridiculous because it's just like attacking. Okay, anyways, this is the funny part. Adam Back goes, I watched the whole thing. It was a weekend. Do I get an answer? Curious tactic too. Notice how Bitcoiners like to focus on principle, facts, science, yada 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 yada. Science and convincing the correctness. What is this too important to answer meme about, right? And Vin was like, "Well, we had that talk on Monday. Which weekend?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm talking about an older video, so I didn't watch that one. Oh well, not enough time. Sorry." Notice how Bitcoiners like to focus on the principle, facts, science, and convincing of correctness. Oh wait, you didn't just now. Get BTOF'd. So here's funny. So if they haven't, what's your timeline for the first fully implemented Lightning exchange? 2 to 6 months. This was 6 months ago. Puck said, "This aged well." And then he says, "I'm running out of time on my prediction that the first exchange will add Lightning, but I ain't worried." Just, well, he did only say 6 months, so he's got 12 more, I guess, because 18 months YOLO swag. And so we're kind of transitioning in here. I will be visiting Tokyo soon. Would love to meet some Bitcoiners around the area. Looking to avoid that Roger Ver cancer groups, obviously. You got to avoid the cancer groups, right? Any recurrent maximalist meetups worth going to? And this is some FUD. Bitcoin.com spreads more BCH awareness than any other website. Coinspace. It's like, it's like they have no competition. That's false. I'm coming for you, Bitcoin.com. Coinspace is coming for you. Watch out. We have the competition. Decentralized news, right? Bitcoin.com is a scam. It's a big scam. Look how big that thing is. They couldn't cover it too much, though, because then you couldn't read it. And so avoid Bitcoin.com. This scam website is trying to convince Bitcoin newcomers into believing Bcash, Bitcoin Cash, is Bitcoin. Bcash is just an altcoin that has nothing to do with Bitcoin. Tell your friends and please retweet this to avoid confusion within the Bitcoin community. And it's funny because they always say Bcash, but then he has to clarify the Bitcoin Cash because you can't trick the newcomers. You got to be careful with that. And of course, this is just a bunch of retweets and likes. So I show it. So why is Bitcoin.com a scam? Well, they're even more of a scammers now because they just planned to launch a $200 million BCH ecosystem investment fund. Wow. That's a whole lot of money. And so there's been like renewed like, oh, this is just going towards, here it is. Wrong whale panda tweet. I have so many tabs open right now. I apologize. I thought I had them in some type of order, but I really don't. Okay. Anyways, maybe it was earlier. Anyways, I think I could just go to the Rogers tweet. Actually, give me 1 second here. Oh, it's because I have to log into my other account because I'm blocked by everybody, so I can't make fun of them. So if you're new to my channel, this is kind of like what I used to do all the time, like shit on Maximalist, but it kind of gets tiring because it's just like the same shit over and over again. But we're talking about scammers, so here's a good one. I thought you practiced Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and knew how and when to tap out. Bcash was choked out 2 years ago and just a rotten corpse on the mat at this point. It's not, bro. The feeling when you own a large BCH bag and the leader of your shitcoin just announced he's going to dump $200 million more on an illiquid market, making sure the bag you hold will be even worth less. Guess what? This fund was announced to bring in. So here, let me back up a little bit. So this fund here, very exciting news. It's basically Bitcoin.com bringing in investor funds and kind of distributing them to the wider ecosystem based on essentially how they see fit, because they're obviously like well connected within the ecosystem, so they kind of know who to invest in. So so yeah, that's what it is. And like, he's not investing like this is just so wrong. Like you think the $200 million is coming like out of BCH, like no, it's coming from outside investors who probably like will buy BCH separately and like invest like USD dollars to get the ecosystem going. So I honestly feel bad for all the VC people Roger tagged in this tweet. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's very sad. So they're scamming people. So yeah, this was Bitcoin.com CEO Stephen Rust has been screening institutional investment companies and has identified up to 20 that align with the company's vision. And so those are who we'll be investing in. So 20, that's like 10 million a piece. That's quite some institutional investment. When institutional? Well, looks like it's here, boys. This is a transcription from John Carvalho and Peter McCormick's interview. And of course, John thinks the biggest attack on Bitcoin is Roger Ver because, like Bitcoin isn't like resilient to attacks or anything. Like you have to call out people for like fudding your coin, and they're an attack on Bitcoin because Roger Ver doesn't want Bitcoin to work. He just wants to pump his bags. But yeah, it's funny in this. I was kind of reading it. He's like making the case that Roger Ver only cares about pumping BCH and doesn't actually care about like helping people or like peer-to-peer cash. And John's like, I don't care about price going up. I only care about helping people. And it's like, that's not like Bitcoin is by definition like driven by greed, right? You want your coin to go up. Let me see. How do I frame this? I have said this before. I just haven't said this in a while. So, oh my gosh, he doesn't care about poor people. It's like, no, you do. But like, it's skin in the game, right? Like you have to care about something to participate in the space, to really like make an impact. And people care about, their money and their money. And so saying Roger doesn't care about poor people and like how to help the world, like you can be both. You can care about that stuff and try to like make number go up. It's not exclusive, but it's not mutually exclusive. Is that how you say it? Something like that. And then Roger Ver offers, there's the BSV fed. By the way, BSV people, if you're here, to Bitcoin on Cash, Roger Ver offers $200 million in free money to the degenerate BAB community. They're still calling it BAB. Mobs of BCH is trying to embark and receive the funds and spend it on what they want for infrastructure. This is not capitalism. And it's basically just saying like, hey, is it going to go to ecosystem? It's comments in this BTC thread about people about Bitcoin.com investing in infrastructure rather than just like ecosystem. Essentially, like if your base is shaky, why would you build a house on top of it? I use that metaphor all the time. I think it's pretty great. See, it applies to Lightning Network too, promoting freedom through the profit motive. Rick Falkner. There it is. Boom, 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 boom. All the businesses are going to dump it, silly. That's how investing in businesses work. Coco, something like that. Well, it's a good quote. And so these are Omri's words repeated by a bunch of brain-dead people who take on the benevolent dictator's words as gospel. Roger Ver is enemy number one for Omri right now. This is just like, it's like sowing dissent within somebody else's community. Like, it's like such a tactic. And hey, Connor, if you're watching this, probably not, but you might know, so that's cool. Yeah, people care about infrastructure. Yeah, Omri's complained about it. And yeah, people agree with him. It's, sure, call it repeated, but calling it brain dead is just fucking disingenuous, man. Get over yourself. Anyways, never trust an exchange Roger Ver supports because, you know, Mt. Gox and that whole framing of it. And so, like, why do people hate? Well, people hate Bitcoin.com because they're aligned with Bitcoin.cash, but it's mostly because, well, this is one of the main ones, is that 600 plus Bitcoin users seek lawsuit against Bitcoin.com and CEO Roger Ver. And why? Well, how, like, what are the grounds for this? Well, it's because they trick people into buying Bitcoin Cash, of course. And in fact, when Googling buy Bitcoin, the first result is buybitcoin.com. And upon clicking this link, a user is greeted with the following screen. Buy Bitcoin Cash with credit card, buy Bitcoin Core with credit card. Oh my, what could be wrong with this? The logos are not only very similar and even the same color. BCH logo is typically green. It's always green. It's always green now. So obviously this is a little outdated. I think it's from like May of 2018. Bitcoin Core versus the Bitcoin software client. Yes, and so there's the good meme for you. And so here's a link we'll follow. It's about people sending BTC to BCH addresses. And as you can see, it says right here, it's a little small. I'll zoom in. Oh. Bitcoin BCH. And so, like, basically a bunch of people, like, scoured Bitcoin.com and, like, tried to find everywhere Bitcoin was mentioned, Bitcoin Cash. And there's, like, basically slight discrepancies. Like, sometimes it's called Bitcoin Cash, BCH. Sometimes it's called Bitcoin BCH. And essentially, like, what happened was, like, I saw some communication. It was like... It was like, hey, thanks, guys. Now we have more solid branding throughout our site. Like, we didn't know these were different, so we appreciate it. And so, yeah, they fixed it because a bunch of trolls got really mad on the internet. Has Money Triggs given back the BTC he raised for the lawsuit? He says he did, actually. There was a transaction hash. He's like, I gave back the biggest donations. I don't know if he gave back most of them. But there's that one. Oh, here's John again. Up the ante. If you want headlines, the price has gone up. Time to start putting your Bitcoin channels on the line. No one cares about you anymore, says the guy who got famous for the rage quit while interviewing Roger Ver. But nobody cares about Roger anymore. Because, like, if nobody cared about him, he wouldn't be commenting on it. Because he obviously cares because he comments on it. He's just like... Anyways. This is this episode. Me just talking about a bunch of shit. This obviously isn't a popular guy, but I like it. I remember, and I will never forget. It was about a concentrated hash and market attack that lasted for a few days. That was scary as shit. Jihan was motivated by greed. Roger is motivated by control power. They have both failed, and they will fucking pay for it. They will fucking pay for it. Other than the fact that Roger sells BTC holdings, he isn't that dumb, but they'll fucking pay for it. And so, I don't know what this original one's. Ragnar Lee has deleted a lot of his tweets. And apparently, like, so you click this, show Bitcoin address. It says, show Bitcoin address right here. And then it shows a BC address. Fraud again, Bitcoin.com wallet. And if he was smart, he'd realize that this is a cash address. And you can literally not send BTC to a cash address. So the only way you could do this is if you click this cash address and went to legacy address, and then you could send BTC. So, like, good job, Money Triggs. Good job, guy. And then so what happened? What happened with the lawsuit? Oh, then it gained steam with 1,000 members. Oh my gosh. And the dedicated Telegram group, which I got kicked out of very quickly. It has existed less than a week, but already features well-known cryptocurrency figures, including Charlie Shrem and Richard Hart, as well as Nakamoto Institute founder Pierre Rochard and entrepreneur All-Star Mind. Wow! This is an all-star team of people that are supporting a lawsuit about false marketing of a decentralized project. So good job. And they were going to St. Kitts. And of course, I mean, this all fell apart. Users line up. Bitcoin.com horror stories. Oh, Bitcoin.com is so scary. Oh my gosh. All right. What do you got to say, Money Triggs? Oh, this is from the other article. I thought I had the article. Oh, here it is. And so what happened? Well, they scrapped the lawsuit citing a lack of cash because it's just a bunch of fucking internet trolls. Like nobody actually thought they could win a lawsuit. It's just like Money Triggs looking for like infamy or something. I'm not really sure. Are these people even real? That's ridiculous. Roger's motivated by bringing economic freedom to the world. Everybody knows that. Well, probably both, like getting rich and economic freedom to the world. Yeah. I'm not saying like he's not motivated by these things. I'm just saying like if you think he's not also motivated by profit, well, you don't understand capitalism, bros. You don't understand capitalism, my bros. And so they dropped it. We appreciated the 31 people that donated to the initiative, but $3,700 isn't enough to do much. So like, if people actually got scammed, like, okay, maybe somebody sent like $100 to some wallet because they didn't know. Like in the very beginning, there wasn't really like cash address. So sure, some people accidentally sent it. But again, these are the same people who think Roger Ver created Bitcoin Cash to begin with, right? Like, fucking idiots. So they decided to cancel and refund the 31 transactions. And again, he says, but I can't really click that, and it's from the Telegram channel. But Charlie Lee, he says, I retract my statement calling the lawsuit stupid. I just found out that Roger has changed the website back to listing Bcash as Bitcoin Cash, BCH, instead of Bitcoin. So for that, my lawsuit has already done some good. Carry on. Like, literally the monkey or Bcash is like the confusing thing. Like, wait, what's Bcash? It's just ridiculous. So good job, guys. You helped with quality control on Bitcoin.com is basically all this lawsuit did. He scaled. It was the first time Roger scaled back on his fraudulent practices. I mean, things are pointed out again. Man, Adam already played himself. Of course he did. And so I was trying to find like, so Trustpilot, Bitcoin.com. Here's like a review website. Look at all those reviews that are bad. 67%, 1 star. Holy crap! How this is surely organic. Wow, look at all these negative reviews that came from September 12th, 2019. Wow. Stay away, do not trust. We use Trustpilot. They rob money. What? So this is obviously like people coordinating attempts to deface Bitcoin.com because, Bitcoin is supposed to be about Lightning. And so I guess I haven't really like explained it. If you're new here to my channel, you don't know what I'm talking about. Well, welcome. Who forked who, right? I mean, obviously Bitcoin Cash is a minority fork, but who really stole the Bitcoin name, right? Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Almost forgot. Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Usually a cash system should have like cheap or not noticeable transaction fees, right? And so this is why Bitcoin Cash happened, because BTC fees went up to like $50, or that happened after the fact. But this is why Bitcoin Cash remains cheap to send always, and Bitcoin Core is not. It is sometimes, but it is most of the time it's cheap. I'll say that. Lately it's cheap, sure, because less people use it. Literally, that's how it works. But fees can spike up any time. And so who really stole the Bitcoin name? It's up to debate. And so, of course, Bitcoin, BTC, Bitcoin Core, whatever you want to call it, is promoting Bitcoin Cash now. And so they actually rebranded the green to help with the confusion too. So there are less of scammers. Oh no, where did it go? I can't believe I'm saying this, but Roger Ver makes a really good point here about Bitcoin Cash. Do you want to hear what it is? That's it. Price complex. Are you sure it wasn't Spoon? It was not a hard spoon. And of course, this happened yesterday, and it's really funny. Wow, 600 likes. This is peak crypto Twitter. Brecky Von Bitcoin. Whatever. And Mike Duda says this dude gets shit from like everybody, but it's time to pile on, right? $200 million fund to prop up BCH innovation. Because, you know, like we were having trouble with this innovation before, right? Like, so now we have to prop it up. It sounds like a fucking stimulus package or something. Like the government's doing it. Like, fuck off, Mike. Anyway, the actual article though is very fine and is literally just like reporting. So nothing on that. It's just Mike, you know, framing it for the clicks. Now I want to see. That truncation may be appropriate at times. Oh yeah. So is this one of Hotep Jesus things? This is Giacomo Zuko like in his shirt that's don't trust verify, but like he has to like do it just right. So it says Veer, so don't trust Veer. CoinSpy should do a history education of what happened to BTC and why BCH was created to carry on the peer-to-peer eCash project. Wow, that sounds great. So they say don't trust verify, and he says, though it wasn't purposeful, it may be apropos at times when Roger's desperado choice to go for misselling fraud as fork coin marketing strategy, create pump and dump alts, forks as you wish, it's a free world, but don't use fraudulent practice to sell. That wouldn't pass advertising standards. So, you know, like they always say it's like such a decentralized project and everything's decentralized and whatever, but like, we have standards to uphold. We have standards, bros. Oh, this is back to the Hotep Jesus and Vin thing. Adam said he watched it, by the way, and he's not getting his time back. It seems to give too much airtime to flat Earth equivalents. So yeah, we're flat earthers basically. And so says the CEO of Blackstream. Because Bitcoin will be adopted as a store value before it's used as a medium of exchange. So yeah, so that's their excuse. So the Lightning Network stats that I put before, their excuse is that it's going to be a store value before it's a medium of exchange. Which like that's a whole argument that's been done over and over again. But basically this means that they need to get more suckers in. They need to get more suckers in because like store value, like just hold it. We need more people to hodl before we can actually use it, which is like, how do you get more people to hodl if not to use it? Like they call it an investment, which again, it probably is. But like investments usually have use cases too. And then they don't just like number go up, right? Veriverse back. So there was actually back to the John Carvalho thing. He talked about how Roger should put up his marketing channel, so like bitcoin.com or the @bitcoin when it was still BCH or something else. That was in response to him debating Adam Back, because I think Roger put up $10,000 to debate Adam Back to like donate to charity, and like Adam just doesn't respond. So it's been tried to happen. I don't think Adam Back like debates anybody, except for like on Twitter, but like in person he just like doesn't at all. So yeah, and here's it. What is it? A 3-star? Yeah, it's 3-star in the App Store. Equal amount of 5 stars and 1 stars. Like that's super organic because it's green now, and it calls Bitcoin Core, and they don't automatically by default create a Bitcoin Core wallet. That's what they sound like. Is Bitcoin okay? So this happened before the fork. I thought this was pretty funny. Some guy asked on our Bitcoin, is Bitcoin.com legit? He says the top comment is lots of FUD here. Bitcoin.com is owned by Roger Ver, whose view for Bitcoin is a bit different than what the core team wants. Hey, thank you, Kyle.
Cheers.
Cheers, Mike. The website pushes his political agenda a bit. That being said, it does not have a reputation for being fraudulent or a scam. It simply has a reputation for being biased towards theirs vision. Glad you got your BTC. Thanks for the reasonable, civil, and correct answer. And so it became fraudulent or a scam when they started supporting Bitcoin Cash. So there you got it. Oh, some other funny news. Speaking of Reddit and shitty subreddits. I'll pull it up real quick. Oh, wow. I don't know where it is. Find on my Twitter. What else? If Lightning Network requires a third party called Watchtower to watch funds to prevent double spending, doesn't that make it like a bank almost? So yeah, Watchtowers basically are needed if you don't want to stay online with Lightning Network. And so, it's not really bank still, like you're still in control of your money, but you have to like have it to make sure your partner doesn't basically like close your channel. I'm not like too familiar with the exact technicals of it, but it's not like a bank per se, but it's basically if you want to like keep your channel hot, it's basically there if you want to like hop on right away and use your Bitcoin through Lightning Network, and to make sure that basically nothing happens to it. So it's not really like a bank, but it's still like not Bitcoin. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. Well, this is good. Don't do drugs, kids. Just do spice. Don't do drugs, kids. Just do spice. Is this one? So yeah, speaking of shitty subreddits, r/cryptocurrency. So it's the $200 million fund for BCH was posted on our cryptocurrency. The first time it was here. So the posts are still up, but they were removed from the subreddit. So like the links are still there, but like if you're coming onto the subreddit, you can't find them. And so this is big news, right? Just a picture of it. Like it literally just happened, right? He says it was removed for the following reasons. Rule 5, content standards. And what does that mean? Well, it means it's a random picture. What is the info on it? Link, source, anything. So like he just removed it without asking, like just like that. So anyways, that was number 1. Number 2. So then David Shares reposts it. Roger Ver announced $200 million Bitcoin Cash Fund, and he of course puts all of the links right here. Boom, boom, boom. And guess what happened to that one? Then at some point, the post was removed. This time the mods waited a long time and then silently censored the post. So like no reason at all. And the third time, original post, where's the third time? In this repost, here's my repost. The reason was after the announcement, boom, 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 boom. Announcement video. I swear it was 3 times. Okay. Short clip of fund after the announcement. One. Here's my repost. In the repost, then at some point, here's additional post, screenshot. I swear they posted a 3rd time. But anyways, he got banned from our cryptocurrency for doing it. No, here it is. 3 threads. Makes a thread. Oh, the first one. So the first one wasn't just a picture. It was because it had a Twitter hashtag in it, apparently. So like that was auto removed. But yeah, it was removed 3 times. So our cryptocurrency sucks. Yeah, there was hood vid from Hayden. We need something more comprehensive. BTC should really be called Bilderberg coin. So yeah, I kind of want to address the Bilderberg thing and like the whole Blockstream conspiracy while we're here. Yes, Blockstream has their own agenda for Bitcoin, and they do try to push it via social media still. But like saying they're like still in control by Bilderberg, I think is false. I think what happened was Bilderberg was involved. Again, this is all speculation. Clip it if you want. I don't really give a shit. But my theory is that they basically came in. There's Samson literally with the standing next to an ex-CIA agent. So like their Blockstream spy hats are just like ridiculous because he literally like was at a conference with this guy. But I would assume they came in, pushed the store value narrative, make sure to keep the block size small, and once they did that, they just kind of like the government's like, oh, we did it, or whoever, CIA, deep state, whatever. They were definitely involved. Are they actively involved? I don't think so. I think what they did was plant narratives that spread. They could have helped with Sock Puppets accounts. I don't know if they're still paying, but I guess you could call Build a Bitcoin still. But I don't think they're like actively involved. But they definitely were at some point. I'm not saying they'd have control, but they do have influence. Yes, they do. They do. Bitcoin has no leaders, right, as they like to say. But they do have narratives. They're definitely leaders, by the way. So, yeah, that's why Bitcoin.com is a scam, because they like Bitcoin Cash. And like it or not, Bitcoin Cash is a form of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin Cash technically is Bitcoin. You could say it's not Bitcoin with a capital B, but Bitcoin with a lower B if you want, I guess. But someday, hopefully, Bitcoin Cash will flip Bitcoin BTC, Bitcoin Core, and then we'll call Bitcoin Cash Bitcoin. I said this many times, but like in Australia, if they're only accepting Bitcoin Cash, like in person, you can literally just say, I'll pay with Bitcoin, and they will know what you're talking about. Like it's pretty simple to understand. I know that's very triggering for some people, but Bitcoin Cash is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin.com is still staying true to Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic currency. Enough influence to destroy the true essence of what Bitcoin was supposed to be. Yes, I will agree with you there. So, yeah, Bitcoin.com. I'm excited to see where this fund is going to go towards the ecosystem. Maybe I need to start up a company so I get some of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of the ecosystem, aren't I? Like, link in the description to Bitcoin Cash. There will be BCH my way. Super chat, whatever. So, anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I know it's just a lot of talking bullshit about these maximalists that hate Bitcoin.com, but they're staying true to Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, and it's not called Bitcoin, a gateway to second layers, because our first layer sucks. System. It's not sketchy. Not sketchy. Hey, Collin, spice drop for all your loyal followers of live chat on at Don Collin. Oh, Don Collin. There'd have to be a way to do that, because I know like on DLive you can do like giveaway. You can like open a chest, and it like gives out a bunch of Lino, which is their crypto, which is kind of scammy. But I don't know if you knew that on YouTube. Yeah, because you'd have to like put in your simple ledger addresses, and I have to like manually enter them. But yeah. So, anyways, wrap it up there. We'll be on DLive. I think I have to like restart my stream, so I will be in there in a second. I have to make a phone call. But anyways, thank you guys. See you on Tuesday. Bye bye.